So, good morning, good afternoon, dear students, colleagues, and everyone who is watching us online. My name is Natalia Roslana, and I am a teacher of English from Kotin Secondary School number 5. And today we are going to talk about developing understanding reading skills. To read a text or another information, we need a large vocabulary and a lot of time. So, today we are going to get to know several ways to quick reading, no less important understanding of what you are reading. I would like, first of all, to say about the reading strategies. For example, in these lessons we will learn to extract relevant information from the dense text, scan for information using queuing prompts from questions, scan extended text for key factual information, understand limitations, scanning, use a range of reading strategies, and become aware of physical features of skim reading. Identify key features of layout, identify the question words. And I suppose that at the end of our lesson, you will see or you will say, I can understand the text and make sense of it by recognizing familiar words. Explain what scanning is. Use questions, words to help me scan for information. Use scanning to quick find surface information and use headings. And let's define 5 most important reading strategies by developing your reading skills. It's scanning, skimming, main idea, context clues, and inference. To read a text or another information, we need a large vocabulary. So, you know that all of these strategies can help you in your final testing this year or the next one. So now let us see how they work, and we can see how it is used quickly. So let's see. The first one is skimming. Skimming is used to quickly gather the most important information, or how we can call it guess. It's not essential to understand each word when you are skimming. And let's see the examples of skimming now. It's newspaper, quickly to get the general news of the day. From magazine, to quickly discover which articles you would like to read in more details. And business and travel brochures, to quickly get informed. This also, there is a question, how to do it, how to skim. Working very quickly. Read the title if there is one. Read the introduction or the first paragraph if there is one. Read the first sentence of every other paragraph. Notice any picture, charts or graphs. Notice any italicized or bold-faced words or phrases. Read the summary of last paragraph if there is one of it. And we can see 4 stages. We can see that we can read a big paragraph in 30 seconds. When you skim and scan, you need to cover everything, even titles. Don't forget about subtitles, side features, and visuals. That a bit of information you need to not be tightly packaged. So, heads and subheads are also very important, and they break up the text and identify the content of each part. Where key terms are introduced and defined, they appear in bold types. That's why we will see the next one. In other by page, notice visual clues, notice graphs, charts, titles, and captions. So, for example, what is scanning? Scanning is reading technique to be used when you want to find a specific information very quickly. In scanning, you have a question in your mind and you read passage only to find the answer, ignoring unrelated information. The examples of scanning are good search list on the internet, a bus aeroplane schedule, a conference guide, and a graph. So you will see the numbers and how to do it. We can state a specific information you are looking for. Try to anticipate how the answer will appear and what clues you might use to help you locate the answer. For example, if you were looking for a certain date, you would quickly read the paragraph looking only for numbers. Use the headings and any other aids that will help you identify which section might contain the information you are looking for. Selectively read and skip through sections of the pages. And here's some information you're looking for example, when you are surfing the net. Read the questions and then on the next slide find the answers as quickly as possible. So, who is handling inquiries? What is the after-hours media line? And what is a good example of BC Hydro Clean Energy project? So let's see. And you will see the text and the questions. On our PowerPoint presentation, you will see it more clearly. And now I will read just you how it happens. So, will you see job advertisement? First of all, try to read all these sentences very quickly. Then, use the questions to find the information you need for. When do these jobs start? It starts probably I messed up, but never mind. Just look all the questions, please. Try to get to know that you understand all of them, and then you will find the information you need. And now the next one, please. You will hear how can we read another text, for example, for scanning a school perspectives. It's ideas from the school's students, and you need to also to read it very quickly, then to look through all the questions and try to answer them, because they give you all the information. Then you will see at the next page answers for these tasks, because if you want to check yourself, it would be very nice. Then we can see another reading. You can see advertisements of newspapers, for example. But before you're just reading different advertisements, just look at the topic and try to do such activity as I found. For example, who can match 2 points for each person who is doing this. For example, we have a babysitter. She can help parents with children and she can look after children. The next, you will see all the issues on the presentation, and then you just try to read all the advertisements. You read about all the professions they need, and after this reading you can check your reading, please. The first task, I don't know why it's happening, but we'll try more. Don't worry, if you will look in the internet you will see that there was 3 exercises. First, where refer each advertisement to the parts of the referred advertisement to the sentence. Then try to answer the questions which is suitable for each advertisement. And the last task is to check understanding, for example, true or false. And in conclusion, what can we say about skimming or scanning? Is used when reading all types of documents. We skim to get the idea of what is document about. And typically skim all documents before we actually begin to read. As we skim, we first think about the topic. Then think about what we already know about the topic. Start to guess or anticipate the details we are going to read about. We scan only for specific information only we need it. We work quickly when we skim and scan. Then the next one. When skimming, don't read everything, but try to skip the text. Read the first and the last sentences of the paragraphs, and read the introductions and the summary. Read few examples until you understand the concept are meant and illustrate this one. And please, how to skim? We repeat a little bit, but once more again. Read the title, read subtitle or introduction, read the first sentence of each paragraph, notice any picture, charts, graphs. Read the summary of last paragraph if there is one. And let's practice some skimming using the questions. First of all, you need to choose a heading that best matches the upcoming paragraph. Remember to underline your keywords. The keywords is very important in the skimming. So, we have a sentence. Parents are to blame for the state children today. So the keywords are parents and blame. A report with many conclusions and worries about the United Kingdom. So these keywords are conclusions and worries. Growing up, unhappy generation. So we have unhappy generation is the main here. There are so many social problems young people face today, and the most important words here are social problems. Let's go further. Let's skim the first and the last sentence from the passage. In recent years, evidence has been collected which suggests that the proportion of British children and teenagers who are unhappy is higher than in many other developed countries around the world. And the last sentence. This seems to have a negative effect on how they feel about themselves. So, our answer is parents are to blame for the state of children today. The report with necessary information, conclusions, and worries about the United Kingdom. And growing up, unhappy generation. And there are so many social problems young people face nowadays or today. So, read these words. Search for specific information. First of all, it's keywords, particular name, maybe telephone number, date, numbers, program, and maybe the cuisine, I don't know. Maybe. It's up to you also. When you see the next, scanning get only what you need. Scanning is rapidly running your eyes, so you need to be very attentive over the text in order to locate specific details. 3 steps of scanning is included. Search for keywords first. Then the second, move quickly over the page, don't stop. And the last one, less reading and more searching. So just you need to work with the text. You don't read you just find something. The next one. And let's practice. How many European countries are in the first report? Remember to underline your keywords. And what is your keyword? And you will see this. The answer will be number. Yes. So the next one. Now let's scan for the information we selected. In recent years, and we need to find the number. Where is it? It is written, and it is 19. How many European countries are in the first report? So it is 19. So the next one. Activity asking effective questions also will help you to understand how you can work with the text or just a lot of information. So, and scheme, how to differentiate these two strategies. To understand the general idea of passage, it's scheme, but for specific words, numbers, details, or just answers, it's scan. So, the objectives and benefits for scanning and skimming. First, identify topics for reading. Just try to understand what are you going to read about. To know the opinions of people and to determine the organization of writing. Also, it's very important to get the important part that we need, a whole and no reading. And the last one, but not the least, to refresh what we've read. Just come back very quickly. As with benefits, among others, it's very important because nowadays we have a lot of work with information through the internet, magazines. So, first, can search for specific information needed from the text reading or books quickly and efficiently. Secondly, can explore the many pages of books in short time, so you can understand real information. And third, not too much of waste of time looking for something, the chill of the book, which doesn't support particular actions to search the information. And in conclusion, we can say that skimming and scanning is used when reading all types of documents. It is really helpful. So we skim to get the idea of what is document about. And typically, skim all documents before we actually begin to read is very important. As we skim, we one more repeat. Think about the topic. Think about what we already know about these people or this information. And start to guess or anticipate the detail we are going to read about. So we scan for specific information and we work quickly. When we skim and scan, we save our time. And here you can see the differentiate between. I will not read you anyone because you will see the PowerPoint presentation. So the next one is tips for skimming, because you will need to work at your final testing several paragraphs. Then, this will help you to identify the topic of the article, the subject, a little of the author's style, the author's viewpoint, and any others. Leave nothing out, but read at your top speed. Be quick. Authors usually give an intro in the first few paragraphs. This helps get an overall picture of the article. So, the second tip is leave out material. Once you have a general overview of the article, you should begin to leave out material right away. So, by the fourth or fifth paragraph, you may read only the key sentence to get the main idea and skip the rest of the paragraph. So, let your eyes jump ahead, picking up one or two important words, phrases or numbers, and here can you help your fingers the next one. So, find the main idea. It's very important. Try to get the main idea of every paragraph plus a few facts. You will not get all the facts, but you may get some. Sometimes the main idea is not the first sentence. Sometimes it is the middle. And it may be the end of the paragraph. This may take extra time to find. Some paragraphs may not have the main idea, so the final paragraphs often summarize the whole story in general. So, and the last one is read fast. The purpose of it is to get the author's main idea at the very fast speed. Don't get to cut up the details. And as for the scanning, we have such tips, notes, and arrangement of first alphabetic, non-alphabetic, prose look, title, subtitle, illustrations. So once you know general organizations, easier to understand. Keep close words in mind. When you find a section mostly like to contain the information, you are ready to begin scanning. For example, telephone directory clue, word is the last name. Looking for baseball scores, clue, word is baseball. So, and so on. The next. Then, scan quickly. Purpose is to locate info quickly. A high rate of speed is. So, with clue words in mind, try to scan as much information as you can. Don't get distracted by unrelated words on this topic. And if you find yourself beginning to read words or paragraphs, just stop reading and begin to move your eyes very quickly. Read more carefully once you find too few words. And the last tip is to make accuracy your goal. Accuracy is just as important as speed. Need specific information. Once found information, you need to check that you are correct. And high speed is only useful if you find the exact info you need. Good 100% accuracy. So here you can see how is the which are the benefits of skimming, scanning, and how can it be boring close reading, but it's also very important, but not for the testing. Okay, and as for this, we can say that it's very important this year to work on skimming and scanning to try and find important information. So the exercises you can do practicing these strategies you can do. Reading for gifts, just very quickly, true or false, gap filling, paragraph titles, matching words, words combination or sentences, or just multiple choice. Next, average reading. It's close reading, so if you read it very closely, you don't skip material, cover all the material, high comprehension of understanding, but only 50% is considered good. And the last one is very slow. Sorry, you will see the continuation next, but then I will tell you that it would be very useful for your final testing that meaning of the missing words is important, but read the complete sentence or just information you need, and don't forget to come back again to this information. And it will be nice if you will try to be very attentive, and good luck.